Thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Running an online pottery shop comes with a lot of challenges, but one of the challenges I never expected to face was breaking a pot while packaging up an order. After I made good with this customer, I had to come to terms that this was a one-of-a-kind bowl that I was really proud of. Am I just gonna throw it away? No, this is the perfect opportunity to try something that's been long requested on my channel, kintsugi. Let's do it. Now, kintsugi is an ancient Japanese technique for repairing ceramics and making them more beautiful with gold powder. It's originally done with lacquer that's made from the tree sap of a very specific tree and real gold powder. However, today's kintsugi kits, the ones that you find online, are made with modern materials such as epoxy for the glue, and for the gold they use color powder. I'm thinking it's like some kind of very fine glitter. It's not super authentic to the traditional craft, but what I like about it is it makes this beautiful traditional craft accessible to modern people. If you have a look on Etsy, they have loads of kintsugi kits available. I'll link the one that I'm using down below. I don't know how it's gonna go. Let's see. Oh, I also did find a actual authentic kintsugi kit when I was looking around. It's a few €100 to buy it, but it does come from Japan. I'll also link her down below. She's got a really cool little business going. Mix equal quantities of the two components. Add a small amount of powder to it. Stir. Mixture hardens in 5 minutes. Apply a thin layer of mixture to one side of the two pieces to be assembled using the mixing stick. Then firmly press the two pieces together. Hold them for about 3 minutes. Okay, so this is like a speed game. Okay, this is gonna take 48 hours to fully cure. This is not food safe. Keep that in mind. This could be used for like a fruit bowl or something, but like anything that there's going to be liquid or any acids in it. The same thing that goes with like not food safe glazes. Just nothing wet and anything that's going to rub the epoxy off into your food. This is not what we want. Do I want to use these gloves? Because I typically find working with gloves really annoying. I guess I'll wear the gloves. That'd be a good example for you guys. Wear the gloves. So it's saying that I should mix up new epoxy for each crack. We've got 2 cracks to mend here. So we got to do this one. And then once that's stable, no, this is kind of like a puzzle. No, let's do this one and this one first. And I do this one. I'm just using the lid of a small little bucket as my surface because I think I'm gonna have to throw this away. I don't think I can wash the epoxy off. I have no idea how much to add, but I'm trying to add equal amounts. I'm gonna mix it. And then I need to work fast. And apply some, I can't work with these. A tiny bit of the gold powder. How much, I do not know. Because at the end, that's really when we're gonna be making the bulk, adding the bulk of the gold powder. Do this. Oops, I got some on the table. So I want to apply enough that it squeezes to the edge, but I want to avoid it squeezing out. That's my goal. Wait, oh no, this is the wrong, okay, wait, whoa, whoa, whoa. No, I'm doing this wrong. Ah! Let's try that again, shall we? I just put it on the wrong spot. Put the epoxy up to this line and no further. Okay. Do I have enough epoxy here? I feel like I don't. Quickly mix up some more epoxy before that dries. This is stressful. I thought this was going to be relaxing. Okay, I'm going to apply to this side now. Is squeezing out, which is not something we want. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the squeezing out, I just don't like the look of it. But I hope that I'm not just going to smear super hard glue all over and make a big mess. Let's take a little break to talk about today's sponsor. You know them, you love them, Squarespace. If you've never heard about Squarespace before, they are an all-in-one platform that artists and entrepreneurs use to stand out online. I've personally been using Squarespace ever since I started my online business, and I'm still using them for my website today. There's a few things that I love about Squarespace, one of which is their online store, where you can sell physical goods, online classes, services, and even memberships. 2, they just launched a really cool AI feature called Squarespace Blueprint that makes setting up your website, tailoring your brand, and optimizing for SEO even easier. And 3, once you have that online store set up, Squarespace offers really flexible payment options. So your customers can have a seamless ordering experience using PayPal, credit cards, Apple Pay, or even Afterpay. So if you're looking to take selling your pottery to the next level, or you're just looking for an online home for your art, I really recommend Squarespace because they make creating a beautiful website really easy. So head to squarespace.com right now for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/potterytothepeople for 10% off your very first website or domain. Now let's get back to the video. So, how long do I hold this for? Looks awesome. Oh, it's dripping. Oh no! I got some on my table. I completely forgot about the backside. Okay, I need another piece of, I need a sacrificial sacrifice this towel. More hands, that would be better. Damn it. I'm being too particular and I'm making it worse. Just don't want any of this splooge. Is that too much to ask? No, I think. We're going to live with a little bit of splooge. Three minutes. Maybe I can come back in with sandpaper to smooth back this epoxy, but I'm a little worried that's going to scratch the glaze. Maybe I can peel it off with like a scalpel or something when it's a little bit drier. Okay, I got a new container here. Let's mix up epoxy for this last seam. I'm gonna mix up a lot of epoxy now because it's a big one. Modern-day kintsugi techniques, while inspired by traditional Japanese kintsugi, are just a peek into the world of kintsugi. This tradition is over 10,000 years old from the Jomon period in Japan. Kintsugi was never meant to be a practical method of repairing broken pots, but reserved for the most practical and sentimental pieces of pottery, due to the labor and resources it requires. The lacquer traditionally used for kintsugi is made up from the sap of urushi trees, which after extracting a cup's worth of sap will die and must be cut down. The process of mending a pot using traditional kintsugi techniques requires a lot of time to process the materials by hand and up to 3 months to cure. The laborious process and slow transformation is part of the philosophy of kintsugi, which stems from Zen Buddhism, and wabi-sabi, which is the belief that objects become more beautiful through use and time. Sabi refers to the beauty of aging, while wabi refers to accepting and enjoying this process. This way, kintsugi is a metaphor for acceptance, resilience, and finding beauty in our imperfect world. The crack in this one is much deeper than the other one, so it's not, the epoxy is not filling all of it. It's so hard to judge how much epoxy to put on because I don't want it to splooge out too much, but I also, there's some holes here now. Oh, the back side is way more sploogey somehow. Front side, there's some gaps. So I can go back in later and add a little bit of epoxy there. Wow, why did all of the epoxy go to the back side? I'm gonna hold this now for a bit. Okay, this is looking really good. It's pretty dry now, and because these two sides didn't fit perfectly together, there are some gaps left over, so I'm just gonna add a little bit of extra epoxy along any little missing gaps, and then we're gonna sprinkle it with some gold powder. I really like this kit though, because they've included a lot of supplies. I've been super messy and wasting loads of epoxy and glitter, but it hasn't run out yet. I think that you could probably buy this and repair a bunch. So I think this time I'm going to apply it with a paintbrush with the hopes that it's not going to get too thick. Maybe I have more control over it then. Just trying to get this really, really thin. The cool thing about wabi-sabi is it doesn't have to be perfect to look beautiful. Beautiful. It's it reminds me of marble veining. I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of gold now. Just using a dry paintbrush. Just gonna sprinkle it. Using way too much powder because I don't want to smear the epoxy. And just dust the rest off. Wow. It's so pretty. Let me wipe away some of this dust. I'm using a bit of isopropyl alcohol to get rid of any extra smears, any extra gold. This is looking so freaking gorgeous. So next I'm going to let it cure for 48 hours. It recommends curing for 48 hours, and then I'll give you guys the final look. See you then. Okay, it's been 48 hours. My kintsugi piece is fully cured. Feels quite strong. I'm really happy with this. It's just beautiful. I think the patching that I did at the end was actually, that was pretty important. So I'm really glad that I did that. I recommend that if you decide to do a kintsugi piece yourself. I also want to remind you that using epoxy or kintsugi or anything that's glue on the inside of your pot makes it not food safe. If you're gonna do it like on the outside, like on the handle of a mug or something, that would be totally fine. And yeah, I mean, despite all of my struggles with this, it was fairly easy. If you're going to do this project, I would recommend doing it on a practice piece first, because I feel like the second time around, I can do it a lot better. It's just a bit of a learning curve working with epoxy. And if you buy the same kit that I did, there was loads of supplies in there. I have so much left over. So you can definitely do like 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces, maybe. Yeah, so that's it for me today. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, friends.